going to let you introduce the topic for today.
So this week, I know we're nearly on Friday, so we're nearly at the end of the week, but this week for me has been a really, really tough week. So I just thought this would be a great a great topic to share with everybody, because maybe some of you have also had a really tough week, and if not, fantastic. But if you have, today's topic might be put it in the comments, because today's topic might be a little bit useful to you. So today we're talking about your happy place. Like, where is your happy place? Where is your happy place?
I'm still deciding. No, I have few happy places. Like I can say that probably my yoga is a happy place that I go to. Family, friends, things that I do for myself. Before we started, I said like I had a tough day yesterday, and I did what I needed to do with my job, like the meetings that I had. But then I allow myself to relax on the couch, and that was my happy place at that specific moment to like, calm.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to share a few tips, and then we can just go through them. So one of them is recalling places that you've appreciated. So that is things like, maybe sitting in the garden and hearing the birds singing. So it's places that you appreciate. I don't know for you if that's something like when you take Elvis. Is that relevant when you take him on his walk?
Sometimes, yes, because I do get my creativity and sorting out my thoughts there. So it kind of became like something that makes me feel good. But it's also, when I go to visit my family, there's a happy place there. Different wineries that I love to go that I'm like,
that too, yeah. So the other one is places you've enjoyed.
Let us know in the comments, by the way, what's your happy place? Okay, just put it in the comments. It doesn't matter if you watch it now on the live or after. Let us know what's your happy place. Do you have a place that you really appreciate that makes you feel good? So I just gave that special, like different wineries that I love.
Yeah, the next one is places that you've enjoyed. So for me, honestly, going into the mountain every single day, yeah, that for me, that's just the ultimate. I mean, today I was at the top of Chapman's Peak. There was nobody. It was very, very, very windy. So I was like thinking, and it's quite steep as you're going down on certain ledges. And I was thinking, this is with the wind and everything, but still, it's still my happy place. So yeah, that's
no, and I can relate to this. For me, it's more of the beach. When I was now visiting my family, I went a few times to the beach to clear my thoughts, to look at the sky, look at the sunset, relax. So everyone got something else, but that's the nice thing. So really try to think about a place like this and go there.
Yep. The next one is to choose a place we had an experience. So that could be something like getting in contact with friends. That could be exercise. That could be like you're talking about yoga. Again, for me, that's always going to be about mountains. I mean, I like the sea. I mean, it's something that I like to look at. But in the over 20 years that I've lived here, I think I've probably been in it maybe 5 times. So I can't really say that I'm into it. Whereas the mountains, I go up the mountain, like I'm there probably 6 days a week. 5 days a week. So that for me is
the beauty. That's the beauty of each and every one of us. Yeah. And when you look at the experience, that's the nice thing. You go to a place that made you feel good. That way you were there, you had that vibe, something inside of you, that energy that made you feel good. So think about what's the type of place. Like it can even be, by the way, a restaurant that you go to and you spoil yourself because that food there makes you feel so good and happy. It can be seriously even going to a bar or like whatever it is that, you have a good vibe there. There's a good atmosphere. You're meeting friends. There's something that makes you happy.
For me, it's definitely as well seeing friends, like on Saturdays specifically, because I don't really in the week, but on a Saturday, meeting up with friends is really important to me. And actually the other thing is speaking to people, my 3 kind of bestest, closest family kind of friends that have immigrated, and speaking to them, that for me is a really happy place. They're very, yeah. The next one is where you experience deep contentment. So that could be like, for some people, it could be dog, like working helping out, walking the dogs at dog, helping out at the SPCA, or in my case, it's about being involved with mentoring, being involved with Say Yes. So it's being involved with something bigger than yourself, where you are giving back, but you're part of something.
I think we all want to find, like, if you're a person that wants to volunteer and do, always by going and helping others and doing something good, it always makes us feel good, and it's fine. We kind of, we do it not just for them, we do it also for ourselves, and that's fine. And if that makes you happy and you have a place like this that you maybe just go and play with some rescue dogs, or go play with kids, or do whatever type of activity that makes you, even deliver food for those who need, just do it.
Because one of the things, I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the person doing the podcast was saying that to be at your happiest is to be involved with community and volunteer work and giving back. That is like the ultimate. So,
and by the way, it's something you do with your business. Sometimes it's just helping people, answering the questions. So, like, I know that one of the things that makes me happy is that when I'm getting to those situations that someone tells me, thanks to you, with your help, I've actually put myself in front of the camera, or I've pushed myself and I published this, or I'm finally doing this stuff. So, for everyone, it's something else. So think about it.
Absolutely. The last one is staying open-minded, to everything, because I think it's very easy to get closed-minded and judgmental about other people's views, other people's opinions, about vaccine, not vaccine, whatever, there's a range of things. And just to be open-minded without having judgment, and just accepting that everyone's got an opinion, and that's so okay too, You can agree to disagree. That's one of my favorite sayings in the whole world, agree to disagree.
So for those of you, by the way, join us now, please let us know in the comments, like, what's the place, the thing that makes you feel good, that makes you feel happy, that this is where you go to find your happiness when you have a bad day, when the energy is not so good. What do you do to uplift yourself? And I do agree, like I always say to people, especially like in Israel, when you aren't actually having like an argument about politics, which is like constantly, I always say that we agree to disagree, because if not, it's going to be tough. But I do agree with this, but I do prefer the different tips that we spoke about. Really find a place that you feel connected to, that makes you feel good, that puts a smile on your face. Speak to that person that makes you happy. Sometimes in a bad day, which friend to call to that will encourage you and shows you that it's actually not that bad as you thought. Go watch a movie, go do something like walk with the dog.
The other thing I wanted to add as well is something that I really, really love to do. If I wake up and I feel like, oh, don't be a liar, I just need to change the scenery, I really, really enjoy sitting in coffee shops. I mean, it's something I've always enjoyed doing. I mean, working from coffee shops. So I'm not meeting anybody there. I don't know anybody there. I'm not interacting. But there's something about being there that I really, as long as I'm not doing coaching, I'll be honest with you, because that's very hard. Yeah. But if I'm just doing other work, I love being in coffee shops. That's such a happy place because the energy is so great,
It is. So, yeah. A place to go to. I started this networking thing that I've joined them. And once a week, they're meeting in a coffee place. And that became like a nice and a happy place. You go, you interact, you're doing something, you dressed up, and not just the top, the actual outfit.
No pajamas at the bottom. Yeah.
So think about it. Let us know in the comments.
And just before we end, I just want to say that also happiness is something that comes and it goes. It's not a place that we stay in. So to ever assume that you can stay in a state of happiness is an unrealistic expectation. Just to be content. Exactly. So not to make yourself wrong for not being happy. It's just certain times it's a bit more challenging. Maybe these tips can help.
Let us know. And we'll see you guys next week, Tuesday.
Bye.